Why had she never replied, he thought. Why had she never replied, he said, as he recalled the day the lady in white came by him, out of the rain, and handed him a fragrant scented letter, and placed upon his cheek a soft, sweet kiss, before promptly leaving his side and back to the rain. He opened the crisp envelope, removing the single blue sheeted paper. The words, "Happy belated birthday," were written along with an apology of why the wish had been late. He placed the envelope on his top mouth and slowly intook of its perfume, no doubt the same she had worn. He closed his eyes for a moment, and he saw the lady in white amongst a poppy field with all its red blooms, amongst a sea of yellow stems, a white clouded painted scene above, streaks of amber and blue. Yet amongst all this sea of colour, his eyes were remarkably drawn to its centre, the lady in white, like the sun in the universe outshining all beauty, her crystal clear eyes shining. Then he was once again returned to the world. He placed the letter back to its crisp envelope, and picked up his pen and brought a clean sheet of paper, dipping his pen slowly and meaningfully into the inkwell. He started to scribble words across the sheet, and as he did so, he looked up to the sky and started to wonder why. Why had this lady in white felt the need to wish him his birthday, nevertheless even late? Why the firm kiss upon his cheek, from one stranger to another? Yet had his eyes not seen her many a time before, and oft meet with a return of such eyes? Yet why did she endeavour to make the fact she knew of his day of birth, and which to congratulate him on that reaching? For this moment indeed it did not matter, for his heart was risen, and he felt such joy. So he penned words across the sheet, lines of poetry, in order to express his thanks. And upon sealing the envelope with the returned wet kiss, he placed it where he knew the lady in white would find it. So day after day came. The letter remained until one day it was taken, and he saw the lady open and read it. Yet day after day came again, and no reply had been sent. Had he indeed misread this lady's thoughts? He started to wonder why this lady had not in kind returned a new letter of her own, thanking him for his. Then he started to wonder whether he'd been set up, whether the lady had been asked to place this kiss upon his cheek by some friend, likely a foe dressed as a friend, for some kind of elaborate joke upon this poor man's lonely heart. For why else would this lady have made him feel so special? For it was more than an act of normal kindness. Strangers may pass comment to one another, but they would never implant a kiss upon one another. For sure, I could never do upon her what she did me. Yet she did not come from the soil I had come. So maybe it was a different custom, and I had misread such a thing and made fool myself by expressing such thoughts. Yet still, nevertheless, whether I be fool or king, should not a word or two have been sent to express a kindness back for the words I had written? For sure the matter sorted by her once and for all, with a clear, "What do you mean?" or "You have misread," or "Please do not send me again." Yet left blank, nothing. Was there a letter written and had been taken by those friends who sometimes act like foes in the matter of the heart? Or did I just dream her kiss upon my cheek and single me out amongst the rest? Was it all merely a nice dream, from which I brought into life and tried to force it into the pangs of reality? And yet no longer, with such an outcome, I did not know. For it I felt that spring may blossom from this love's start, and yet I had been left in this unsettling autumn, alone to count the beats of my solitary heart. He pondered further through the dictionary, and he questioned whether indeed she was already promised. And if so, then why would she plant any kiss upon another? For would she not know, surely she would, that a kiss could be interpreted as unseen affection, Would she be so easy with her kisses, and not think of the heart of those she planted them upon? Or was her heart so unknowing of the pain that an inappropriate act could cause? If not with the backing of her very own heart. He came across the word kiss in the dictionary and began to read aloud in his deep, dark tone. Touch or caress with the lips as a sign of love, affection, or greeting. He read further down, combinations. Kissing cousins, a relative known well enough to greet with a kiss. He delved over these conflicting meanings. A kiss of greeting. Maybe it was this she passed upon my cheek. And yet kissing cousins state that even a cousin you may only know kissing upon great knowledge of her. And yet the lady in white and I were complete strangers, save a few words and exchanged glances. He moved to the word love, and his long lips curled into a large, slow, rising smile, and he again read aloud, as if by reading it might come true. Love, noun, 1. An intense feeling of deep affection. 2. A deep romantic or sexual attachment to someone. Verb, 1. Feel love. 2. Like very much. 3. Loving, showing love or great care. Synonyms, noun, adoration, devotion, infatuation, passion. Passion, he blurted out, as if he indeed felt it. He continued, verb, adore, cherish, treasure, worship, delight in, enjoy, like, be partial to. Was that how the lady in white saw him? Partial to? Like he was, say, partial to a brisk walk, a hot shower, water running down his body, or a green apple? Was that all he was?